Whatever you project into the universe is what's going to happen. There's a correlation between what you think and how you feel. If you think good things will happen. Period. Everything hit the fan. I was miserable. My health took a bit of a dip. I lost 2 family members in a space of a week, diagnosed with anxiety disorder because I was burnt out. Discomfort is the only form of growth. You only live once. Why settle for mediocrity? What do you want to want? You need to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Learn from your past, live in the present, work for the future.
So for someone who has just lost their dream recently, any tip you want to give to them?
Be curious about what's next and finding purpose through your roots, your heritage, where you come from. So a lot of times that's a good place to go back to.
If you have ever lost a dream, felt like an outsider, or wondered who you are without your title, this episode will help you find your next chapter. You'll learn how to navigate identity crisis, deal with imposter syndrome, and build a sense of belonging, no matter where you are or what you do. Today's guest is Sachin Jha, a former pro cricketer who faced the ultimate athlete's question, who am I when the game is over? But his journey didn't end with cricket. It led him to philosophy, self-development, and a new mission to help others decode wisdom. So Sachin, for someone who has never heard your story, who are you beneath the cricket whites and behind the mic?
I'm a curious guy who loves intellectual thinking, who loves exploring his curiosity. But I feel like there are multiple versions of me as well. The athlete, the cricketer, who's no longer the cricketer, but also the podcaster now. But in between it all, just a normal casual dude who loves to live life and doesn't want to leave anything on the plate. So live life with no regrets.
And shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot, man.
Let's go. I came across a study from the British Journal of Sports Medicine that found 52% of elite athletes experience a significant identity crisis after retirement. Sachin, what did that moment feel like?
I remember it like yesterday. I was playing, I got scouted by Kent County Cricket Club in the UK. My goal was to play county cricket, and I was playing semi-professionally up until that point. And even after that, things sort of worked out in a way where they wanted to sign me. But due to legal reasons of being like X amount of days in the country and those kind of caps that are involved, I couldn't sign the contract. So the contract was there, pen was there, I just couldn't sign it.
Oh my God.
So you were like, you did everything, but it was something that was out of your control. Honestly, I remember that day, I was like, oh, this is it. And plus I was playing for the UAE, which was awesome, but it's an associate country in cricket terms, right? So it's not a test playing nation.
Right.
So kind of just felt like everything went waste. It was painful, very painful. I couldn't digest it up until that was not when I was 19. And
what was your exact reaction at that moment?
I was just like, fuck, shit. And yeah, I'm kind of toast here. What do I do? And at that moment that everything just shattered into pieces. I was just like, what do I do now? What's the other path here? What's plan B, plan C? Like, you kind of had those ideas, but I was just thinking, because I'm, Indian, I was like, oh shit, I've got to go study now, get a job, and that's probably going to be my life. And I was bitterly disappointed with that thought of like, I'm going to be average now, and I don't want to be average.
That must have been tough on you.
Yeah, and I'm sure even for yourself, for an athlete who's sort of been through that, it's tough. It's hard to digest. And the fortunate or unfortunate thing is that when you're 19, you're still I'm still trying to figure out stuff 8 years after that, right? But even then, you're still a child. You're still a kid.
Yeah.
Like, no one knows how to go through that. Your parents probably haven't gone through the exact thing that you're going through. So it's very hard to sort of comprehend it. And but what I learned was you gotta let it sting for a bit,
right?
But just understand like what's happened and let it out if you need it. But yeah, it wasn't the easiest thing. It dwindled on for a while, for a long time.
I wanted to feel it, like what exactly is happening in my body. But for everybody else out there in the society, for my friends, I was this happy-go-lucky who's always smiling, And I was wearing that mask. I was just showing, okay, even after leaving tennis, inside I was figuring it out, okay, what I need to do. But I was just smiling, be happy. And behind the doors, I was just banging my head like, where's my life going? Who's Abhivir Shekhawat without the tennis racket? That's what something the athletes have to go through.
Yeah.
So for most of your life, cricket was everything for you. You trained, you sacrificed, you made it to the edge of a professional contract. You were sitting in front of it. But then suddenly it was over. For listeners who have never been in that position, what was it like to have your dream slip away?
Yeah, I think I would have preferred it if it was my own fault that I didn't get the contract, or like I wasn't good enough. But the fact that it was out of my control made it even harder. And I come from a Hindu background, so religion's pretty big for us. And I was just like, why God? Why me? What have I done? And you play this victim card. I'm pretty self-critical. It's like, what could I have done? What did I miss? Like, is it because I did a bad karma? You're dangling a piece of, I don't know, gold mine, okay? But you it's always out of reach for some reason. The lesson was, it's destiny. It's meant to be that way.
Control the controllables.
Yep, exactly.
You can't control what's not in your control.
Yeah, so that's the stoic acceptance. Do things that you can do in your control, and stuff that's not in your control, let it be. Had I known that at that time, that would have been great. But then, like most athletes, you just go down this path of you're just lost. And then the imposter syndrome kicks in and you're like, who am I? What am I supposed to do? And anything that you do straight away after it, you're always thinking, oh, I'm Sach the cricketer, or I'm Abby the tennis player. What am I supposed to be doing here? I don't deserve to be here. But the truth is, you actually do.
You know, I grieved this moment, but after 2 years of leaving.
Oh, I grieved for, oh God, for a long time, probably like 4 or 5 years, until from 19 to 24, easy. You miss the game, you miss the training, you miss the camaraderie around the lads, you know? You want to play. Similarly with cricket, like I'm a wicketkeeper, so ball into the gloves, or like moving around and like just standing on the field with the nice breeze coming through. Small things, they would just like trigger me. And I was just be like, oh, shit.
So who was your favorite wicketkeeper?
Oh, great question. Two actually. Adam Gilchrist and Brad Haddon.
Brad Haddon,
yeah.
Okay.
Brad Haddon was
both Australians.
Both Aussies, yeah. Aussies were, I think, I followed my entire cricket philosophy was Australian, right from the beginning. Absolutely loved it.
What's the Australian cricket philosophy?
You play hard, you play fair. Well, not so much fair at the olden days, but again, cricket didn't have those guardrails at that time. So even when you watched India-Pakistan matches back then, things could like get. So it's not like, but they're very cutthroat. They will always have a mental edge over you.
Yeah.
If I'm playing against you, you know I'm stronger than you.
Yeah.
That's the perception. You'll always know that.
Yeah.
No questions asked. And I will always outperform you. That's the mindset.
So you think every athlete who's preparing themselves to shoot the star, they should have this kind of mindset?
I think it's very subjective. If you're in a team sport, if you're in a individual sport, or sometimes tennis, you play doubles.
Yeah.
I think that's number one. It really depends on that. If you want to win, if you want to be successful, you got to have that. You got to have. I was listening to a phenomenal podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, the High Performance Podcast by Jake Humphrey and Dan Hughes. They had Rio Ferdinand, who we saw at the Bridge Summit. This was a couple of years ago, and he was saying that winning at all costs was the motto for Man United, like to the point where Rio was so into it that there was a day where Cristiano Ronaldo was not in the dressing room for a couple of days, and he just goes to Sir Alex Ferguson, why won't you? Where's Ronaldo? Where's he? And Ferguson just goes, oh, his dad passed away, so he's gone away for a couple of days. And Rio was like, oh, but we need him. Like that's what it was. That was the culture from the players' side. But then in hindsight, Rio was like, I should have been, like, he didn't say anything to Cristiano, but in hindsight, he should have been a little bit more soft and
Yeah.
more understanding, which in today's society, that is the case. But back then it wasn't. So
Mm.
if you give it, you got to be able to take it. And that's kind of the mindset. You have to have that. Otherwise, if you're playing for fun, then what's the point?
Mm.
I mean, if you're serious and you're playing for fun, it doesn't match.
It doesn't.
No.
Yeah. So do you think this is something which can be trained or can be learned?
Of course, parents play a huge part. Your setup, your academy that you are in tennis, for example, or even in cricket, like your surroundings matter. You're a result of your environment. Simple as that. So in Australia, what happens? It's cutthroat at every level. So when you grow up, it's if I don't perform this weekend, I'm gone.
Mm.
Now, that has softened a bit over the last few years. But in the UAE, when we used to play here, it used to be a very, Abu Dhabi versus Dubai. And it used to be intense. Like we knew every single guy. We used to study the opposition and like have plans for them and stuff. And I used to represent Abu Dhabi. That's it.
Mm.
Everyone who played for Dubai represented Dubai. Now it's changed. Now parents are putting their children in academies where they get opportunities the most. And if they don't get opportunities, I'll just put them in another academy where they get an opportunity.
Oh my
So
God.
it's become individualistic rather than that team environment. That in terms of training, you're not training the kid properly now. Why do you want it to be handed to you? You got to earn it, right?
Right.
And if I be very honest, it feels 1,000 times better once you earn it.
Mm.
It's like the rich dad syndrome, right? Like if your parents are rich and you get this trust given to you, okay, I have this money, but then you will be, let's just say you'll be spoken about in society.
Yeah.
Oh, the rich guy, whatever, daddy's rich or whatever. So many times people say that. Versus if you build something from scratch, okay, you might have money and stuff, but you build something from scratch and you're successful. It's a different feeling.
And that's how you get confident in yourself.
Discomfort is the only form of growth.
Right.
There's a quote by Marnus Labuschagne, who's an Australian cricketer. He says, you need to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's a motto I live by every day.
So if somebody watching, they play cricket, if they want to get into the UAE scene, what's the step-by-step?
The way it usually works is you join an academy. So I'll give you my example. Here was my path. Played for Zayed Cricket Academy, which is Abu Dhabi Cricket now. It's changed. I represented them from under 13s, 14s, 16s, 19s. And in all of those tournaments, you'll play tournaments across the UAE. And then the UAE Cricket Board will kind of scout for you. But then once you hit that under 16, under 19 level, now what I'm hearing is you play these domestic tournaments within the UAE where you play with men. And then the UAE the cricket board has, again, they scout, they look around. Back in my day, they used to have these under 19 camps from which 30 people get selected for a camp.
Okay.
And then from that 30, 15 people get selected and go on tour wherever the tournament is, and you represent the UAE. But now it's changed a bit where you have these men's leagues come in.
Okay.
You can do well in that and then get drafted into the UAE. There are franchise leagues now in the UAE, ILT20, Abu Dhabi T10, two of the biggest ones. If you're playing for an academy or let's say in one of the men's leagues and you somehow get scouted into one of those big leagues, then the board might recognize you and you can get in as well. So you have multiple ways, but those are usually the two main ways you play for the UAE.
Your name resembles Sachin Tendulkar. So was he one of the favorite batsmen?
Surprisingly, no.
No?
No.
Who was your favorite batsman?
There's so many that I like for different reasons. Virat Kohli, obviously. Like, not so much for his technique and stuff, but his mindset.
Mindset, yes.
Right? And his fitness routine and his entire story about how he's so consistent.
He was one of those who came...
He changed Indian cricket.
Mindset.
He's changed Indian cricket.
Yeah.
He has... So Australians say that if there's one player we'd want and a player who embodies the Australian way of playing, it's Virat Kohli. Aggression, like hardworking, right? So he, in terms of just a sportsman, epic. In terms of batsman otherwise, I really loved Alistair Cook from England. Not the best in terms of watching him.
Yeah.
But I actually saw him in England at my university because Loughborough University is home to England and Wales Cricket Board. So they do a lot of their testing, preseason stuff over there. And I watched him doing the yo-yo test. Oh my God. He beat the fast bowlers.
Wow.
You got 23 or 24.
Oh my God. That's a big number.
It's huge. It's
So
huge.
for people who don't
Yeah.
know, what is yo-yo test?
Yo-yo test is this interval test where essentially what happens is it's to test your aerobics. I think so. I might be wrong here. But essentially it's between two cones placed at 20 meters. And what you have to do is you'll hear a beep. And before you hear the beep again, you have to make it to the
endpoint.
And when it beeps, you want to turn around and shuttle back to the first point, point A, point B. And then the distance between the beeps starts shrinking the longer you go.
Okay.
So which means you have to speed up.
Okay.
So that's the test. But going back to your question, Alistair Cook, Virat Kohli, Ricky Ponting obviously was awesome. Michael Clark, another Australian, eye candy. So good to watch.
Yeah.
But again, like just tough, very tough. So I would say those three, but obviously there's so many like Williamson, De Villiers, like even in India, like Rohit Sharma, Shreyas Iyer is pretty good as well.
When you are so focused on one thing, that one sport, what do you miss out on? Did you ever feel like you were living in a bubble?
No, I was enjoying life. That's one of my biggest strengths. Be in the moment, enjoy it as much as you can. It's become even stronger now, but I sometimes wish I enjoyed that time even more at that point. But I was so committed. Like that's it. And I was doing what I loved. I had no issues. I was missing out on, parties, parents' birthdays at times. I copped a lot of flack for that from my parents every now and then, my sister. But I was so committed and I left no stones unturned. Maybe I would have. Maybe I might have, like every athlete. I tried everything until when I realized that it's not going to work and then kind of I'll just dwindle down. But no, I was very content with making that decision at the age of 11.
I think that's the mindset one should have. Going into a sport or becoming an athlete is not easy. It's like you have to work on every aspect of your life.
Yeah. I forced my parents to put me into the Abu Dhabi Academy, the Zayed Cricket Academy. And once I got put over there, the rest is history. I just enjoyed it so much. Like, screw school. Like, I was good at academics. I was all right. I was above average, no stress. But studies always took a backbench. My parents copped a lot of flack for allowing me to play as much as I did. Moving to England for schooling and pursuing I did my high school over there. So all of that, my parents copped a lot of Indian families.
Yeah.
You can know how they can be in terms of academics. They were like, how can you send your son to England
just
to play cricket? What about studies? He's not going to get a job or whatever. What is wrong with you? And my parents, fair play to them, they copped it, but they were like, they didn't say much. Then results sort of just spoke for themselves.
Yeah. So for someone who has just lost their dream recently, any tip you want to give to them?
Be curious about what's next. That's a good starting point. When I say be curious, it's like your life hasn't finished. Your heart's still beating. Always understand gratitude. Your heart's still beating. Mine's still working. I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. This has ended. It's an emotional paradox because you're so confused at that point. But it's very normal. There are a lot of other people who go through what you do. You're not the only one against the world. Everyone goes through this.
So you don't have to play the victim first.
You don't. So communicate. Speak to someone. Speak to your best mate. Maybe it's your mum. Maybe it's your sister, your dad, your girlfriend, your partner, whoever it might be, your boyfriend. And just speak to them in the sense of let them know what's going on. Because sometimes when you speak, you say it out loud, ideas generate. And you're like, oh, okay, maybe coaching might be an option. Okay. But so curiosity leads to that point. But then the second point is just because it's done, your life's not over. And there's a framework, I think so there's a book called The Art of Winning by Dan Carter, who's one of my favorite rugby players ever. Played number 10 for the All Blacks for New Zealand. And he, in that book, he speaks about his retirement and how he lost everything once he retired because he was like, who am I now? Louis Vuitton sponsored him and they're like, hey, we would love to give you the opportunity to come and speak to some people and stuff. He's like, who am I to speak? Like, I'm just a rugby guy. At 35, he retired. And that's what he's thinking. He's a legend. So it doesn't matter. Everyone goes through it. Top athletes do it. Virat Kohli might go through it. Right? Leander Pace just retired.
Yeah.
He might be going through it. You know, but everyone goes through it. Nadal, Federer, it doesn't matter what level you play. You will go through
that.
Yeah, that transition phase. What helps in that book where he says is, there are a couple of things I'm going to dissect. The first one is this Maori concept. Maori are the natives of New Zealand.
Yeah.
There's a Maori concept which is called Whakapapa. It's, when you read it, it's Whakapapa, but it's pronounced as Whakapapa.
Whakapapa.
Which means finding identity through your roots and finding purpose through your roots, your heritage, where you come from. So a lot of times that's a good place to go back to. Because what happens is you start understanding your roots, and what you're doing is you're building your own now. You're building that identity up from ground up. So the Whakapapa piece was huge for me, understanding, okay, my purpose is tied to my family, to where I come from, which is a combination of countries. And then you can develop this new 2.0 version of you from the ground up. And the second concept is, I forgot the psychologist's name, maybe it's Kerry Evans, but he talks about this 3 peaks framework, which is that every person in their life will have 3 peaks. Probably not scientific, but it's probably a mindset, right? So my athlete self was one peak in my life. But if I know that I'm going to have 2 more peaks, I'm going to be much better off in my head, thinking, okay, what's next now? Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Versus, but had I known that at that time, I'd been like, okay, what's the second peak? Let me go find that.
Yeah.
Let me be more curious. Let me go back. Let me try finding this thing. What's that thing? What's that thing? What's that thing? And then you sort of go to it. So for me now, I'm like, okay, athlete was 1. Now I'm doing my own media thing with podcasting, Formula 1, whatnot, which is great.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my second peak. It might not be, but there's something there. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always that light. And then once that goes up and then finishes or whatever, then there's a third one.
Yeah.
Great. So just having that understanding of those concepts. So Art of Winning is a great book for anyone who's just finished playing and is going through that. Awesome book. It'll solve a lot of your questions. But those 2 frameworks are very, very helpful, just understanding. So it's Whakapapa and the 3 peaks framework.
Yeah, I think the 3 peaks is a good tip for everyone watching. It just a little change in the perspective, and you're like, okay, that was one of my peaks. Now I've got 2 more. What's that? What's next?
That's it. It's just you just change it by a degree. That's it. That's it.
I mean, I of course accepted it by calling it that was one phase of my life. So instead of peaks, I was calling it phases.
Yeah. The peaks makes it sound, it's like if I say, I'm going to try and do it versus I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So
peak is like the top.
Peak is a more positive,
it's like
oriented word.
Yeah. So a lot of people see athletes as confident, unbreakable, almost superhuman. But behind the scenes, there's often a mask, a performance. Did you ever feel like you were faking it? What was the self-talk in your head during high pressure moments?
No, I never faked it. I was very proud to be a cricketer. Very proud. Like year 9, we went for a family dinner with some of my mates and their parents and stuff, and they were all Indian. Now in the Indian community, there's a lot of, what's your son gonna do? Or like, beta, what do you want to do? And those kind of things, right? And I'm in year 9, for God's sake. Like, no one. Here's the craziest truth. People high up at any level, have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea. Everyone's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
How can you go to a 14, 15-year-old and be like, son, what do you want to do? I'm sorry, uncle. You yourself have no freaking idea what you want to do. You're trying to figure shit out yourself right now, and you're asking me. Anyway, so this guy asked one of my friends, and he goes, I want to become a chartered accountant.
Oh my God.
I look at him, I'm like, what is that? Chartered accountant? Good for you, man. And he comes to me, he's like, what do you want to do? Cricketer. That's it. Easy. And he's just like, they give you this look of disbelief, like, what are you even saying? That shouldn't be said. So versus in the West, it's very different. I'm sure the culture's changed now. So No, never faked it. High pressure moments, it was a hit or miss, if I'll be honest with you. My mind, I used to have a lot of like swings in my mood, which in hindsight, and that was more to do with my teammates and the team culture. If I was playing in teams, so when I moved to the UK, I started scoring hundreds for fun, just because the environment was so nice. But here there was a little bit of tension. You want to play for the UAE. There's this, there's a lot on the line, and then there would be politics, team politics involved, and your spot might be in danger. If you don't perform in this game, you're out. And we didn't have any mental coaches, zero. It was just us trying to figure it out. I never used to read books. I had no idea about the mind thing. The self-belief was there, but then in pressure moments, sometimes I at times didn't back myself as much as I should have. And that definitely is something I wish I had known. I wish I had that one person who can mentor me in terms of my mind, or just talk through. And that happened when I moved to England. One of my coaches, Rak Patel in the UK, he instilled this mindset stuff. And then an Australian coach, Sean Seagate, from Darren Lehman Cricket Academy, he was a huge influence. He changed my mindset. And then Gary Kirsten, the Indian
South African
2011 World Cup coach, I did a couple of sessions with him in Dubai, and they changed my mindset of how to view things and back yourself, and then it all took off. But the guidance is very key. So if any youngster who's listening who doesn't have a mental coach, I would invest in one. Going to the next level is not about your talent. It's your mind.
It's your mind.
It's 90% your mind. Hell, I'll even say 99% your mind.
And you mentioned about the team politics. One of the reasons I got into tennis is because my mom, she used to be a hockey player.
Oh, yeah.
And she putting me into an individual sport was coming from her, because she saw how it works in the team environments. Of course, it's fun with so many people, but at the same time, there's a lot of politics involved. And she was like, no, you play some individual sport, because there it's all you. Everything is dependent on you.
Question for you. Do you think you're better at individual sports or team environments?
I think I'm better at team environments. At doubles especially, I used to enjoy it because there was somebody next to me. I could talk and just calm myself down.
You sound like an extrovert who likes to be involved, and that's why I was like, okay, it's an interesting dynamic. Okay,
gotcha. So that's why I struggled playing singles, but doubles I used to enjoy, and I was in the momentum the whole time because I had someone to talk to, 100%. Make fun of something.
Yeah, and that in those crucial moments, just knowing that you have that other guy or girl or whoever, it's just like, come on, like, or whatever. Like us, I remember getting like in a crucial moment, getting that one wicket. We used to just have this mosh pit in the middle of the pitch, like everyone jumps on each other or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like you win the game in the critical, you can't individually, I'm sure it has its fun, but you can't beat that.
I a lot of times while doing things in my life in general, I catch myself thinking from that athlete's perspective.
Yeah.
Do you find that mindset helps or hurts us now?
I think we are in a position of privilege. Absolute privilege. And then like, if everyone can become an athlete, especially who's played professional, you're a lucky guy or girl, or you're just a lucky person, because going through that and knowing, a bit of a personal anecdote. I didn't realize it. And then I was speaking to Marina Zanevska. She was world number 62, the WTA. We filmed here, funny enough. And she was saying that she's feeling lost because she had to retire because of a chronic back injury. And her last game was against Sabalenka at the US Open. And coincidentally, I was there. I just didn't know.
Oh my God.
So it all lined up. But anyway, that's kind of a bit of a distraction.
But the synchronicity.
Yeah. And then we filmed here, and she's retired now. She's trying to find purpose and go through that. And I was just like, and I told her, I was like, and this is one of the frameworks, right? Which is, you as an athlete have been through so much hell, so much shit in order to get from point A to point B. Okay, you've done it. This mindset and the skills you've developed in that time frame can be applicable anywhere. From you working a corporate job to you starting your own business, in your relationships, you as a parent towards your kids, your friendships, every single thing. Your lifestyle. I'm sure you still live like an athlete.
Yes.
Habits wise. It's there. So the moment I understood that, I was like, whoa, not many people have that. And then understanding and communicating that is what I do on the podcast, on my podcast. But like the goal there is you have it in you, but you got to sit down with yourself. And the biggest concern I find in society is the lack of self-awareness. Now, this is a very generic term that's been thrown around, but I genuinely feel people, if I ask someone, what are your top 5 values? People would just be like, so kindness or, and it's like, bro, no. What are your non-negotiables? What's like, no.
But like, what's the first step to get towards that self-awareness? How do someone start?
Yeah. So do you know who Chris Williamson is? He's
Yes.
a podcaster, right? So in one of his episodes with on the High Performance podcast, he talks about this concept of what do you want to want? What do you want to want?
Okay.
Now, so what you want is society telling you, here's what you should have, and it's usually the path of least resistance. And what do you want to want? Imagine this, you intervening in that thought process and asking yourself, okay, that desire, which is in this case, that path of least resistance, do I really want it? Or could I change it? So you wanting to change that desire, that path of least resistance is what do you want to want? So an example of that could be, I want to be more curious, to live life without judgment, that others' judgment doesn't affect me. But if I say, what do you want? And you're like, oh, and I say fame or money and stuff. If I want fame, I'm going to get judgment, right? Straight away, I'll be like, nah, maybe not. But if I truly want something, you got to ask yourself, what do you want to want? And you got to question that desire in terms of, is it the path of least resistance that you're going after? Or is it something which is a little bit more concrete, a little bit tough, a bit hard? And then you decide, okay, this is what I want to want. Another one is, if you want your mum to be proud of you, who would you be? I think that's a very powerful one, regardless of whether you're son, daughter, or anything, anyone. So sometimes you can look from, again, it's Whakapapa. You're looking from within your family, your heritage, your roots, and yourself. That's a good point to start. What do you want to want?
Yeah, I think I need to sit with this tonight only. What I want to want.
It's hard to understand conceptually.
Yeah.
I have a story actually. This might help. So Seneca, the philosopher, there's a story where he asks a man who just left his home one day, was doing his thing, and he asks, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm just going some places doing some things." And he likened it to a cork, right? Like a bottle cork.
Yeah.
Just chucked in the ocean. Right? If you throw a cork in the ocean, what's it going to do? It'll just wave around, move around with the waves, go wherever.
Yeah.
But if you pick up the cork and you ask the cork, what did you do? How did you do? Or whatever. It'll say, oh, just did some things, went around, whatever. Versus if you're a sailor on a boat, you're a man on the boat and you're sailing, you have a direction, you're going and doing what you want to do. Sometimes you have to go against the waves, but you have a goal. At least you have a direction. So what we would discuss, like the mindset shift of just that 1 degree change, can make a big difference. And the cork could go somewhere else. So you want to be the man in the boat and not the cork in the ocean.
But the second thing you said, what your mom want to be, I think it's a bit conflicting because parents, they see it from a different perspective. They'll be like, okay, I want my son to be a doctor.
Yeah.
An engineer.
Correct. So this was, I think the way I said it was from my experience.
Yes.
Because my parents are very supportive, touch wood. So they're involved with everything. They know everything about me.
Yeah.
From girls to, they know the whole drill. So I'm like, they know everything. So for me to say that I would want to embody who my mom would like me to be when she describes me to other people. Yeah. But then I understand on you. To your point, that might not be the case for everyone
Yeah.
because it's a very subjective thing.
Yeah.
But whoever your idol is, I think you could replace mom with an idol.
It just took me back to this kid whom I'm training right now.
Mm.
He's 15 years old and he's like, Coach, when I become successful, I just want you to say one thing for me. I'm like, what? Tell me. You just have to say, I was your only masterpiece.
How old is this? 15?
He's
you said?
15, yes. He's
Damn.
15.
I like that energy.
Yeah.
I rate that energy. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's why I love training him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got this positive attitude, and no matter what you throw at him,
Mm.
he'll just take it with a smile.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
that's what a lot of athletes I see, especially in this region, lacking.
I feel like this generation's softening up a lot.
Yeah.
And it's sort of eating away on the competition side of things. And it's becoming more individualistic, opportunistic, where kids just need to, they got to deal with it the hard way sometimes. And you've got to let it be. Entrepreneurship, I might be wild for saying this. I want it to be hard.
Mm.
And there's no better feeling in the world, right? You think you want to be a millionaire. Someone just gives you $1 million. Okay, that's pretty good. Great. But it's a different joy when you earn it. You'll understand the value of each dollar you earned, right? So, but yeah, society's softening up. Not the biggest fan of it. In certain areas, like kids need to learn the hard way.
Mm. So for ex-athletes or anyone leaving a big chapter behind, how do you keep the best parts of your old self without getting stuck in the past?
Novak Djokovic has a very powerful quote, which is, learn from your past, live in the present, work for the future. Easy said than done. But as someone who's just left going through that identity thing, you need to understand that, as I said, life moves on. You're not dead. You're good. It's about closing a chapter, opening a new chapter up. The whole 3 peaks framework, right? Sometimes you have to lose who you think you are in order to discover who you really are. And the cricket or the sport that you were playing would have been a part of it. And Matthew McConaughey said that. My only issue with this whole concept is it's very easy to talk about, but it's very hard to teach. And in life, there are some things that only experience get. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find your strength, right? So Marcus Aurelius, just understand that and that you have good things coming your way. Everyone should read a book called The Secret. Have you read The Secret?
Yeah, that's where I learned the practice of gratitude.
There you go. So The Secret is the law of attraction. Simple as. There's a correlation between what you think and how you feel. Your thoughts are a frequency. The universe operates at a frequency. When you think, you're sending out this frequency to the universe, which the universe reciprocates or as feelings. So, which is why you think and then you feel. So what it says is the idea is whatever you project into the universe is what's going to happen. 99 times, so manifestation is, and then again, there's neuroscience behind manifestation. It's not voodoo. It's real. Read Magic Mind by Dr. James Doty. He'll tell you the neuroscience of manifestation. It's real. It's just habits. And then The Secret, sort of the law of attraction. It's how you think. Combine the two, you can manifest your dream life. If you think good things will happen. Period.
That's a very powerful tip to look at it.
Yeah, it was a game-changing thing for me, and it'll be a game-changing thing for anyone who uses it. And again, it's just perspective. That's it.
Yeah.
I wake up every day. I'm thankful.
And have fun.
Have fun, man. Enjoy. Naval says it, right? Naval Ravikant. You only live once. Why settle for mediocrity?
100%.
Try a thing, man. Don't be, if you want to get out of the rat race, get out of the rat race.
Yeah.
Do your thing. But how would you find Jeff Bezos has this regret minimization framework, which is, and I used to do it even before I found out it's a framework. It's just a fancy, but I used to call it the what if analysis, which is wherever you're right now, and let's say your decision point. Do I resign? Do I go all in? Okay. And I'm thinking, how would this play out 10 years from now? Okay. If I resign and things go exactly as planned, What does that look like in 10 years? Okay. Pretty good. Nice. Now, if the second scenario is, what if you don't resign? What does that look like in 10 years? And if you don't resign now, and that happens, so for me as a 27-year-old at 37, let's say I didn't take that leap of faith and I would have this regret of maybe I could have, would I be able to live with myself? If the answer is yes, you can live with the regret, fine, whatever. But if it's a no, don't think at that point, just execute. And then dissecting between your emotions and your rationalism, you got to be more rational than emotional in the long run, period. And if you're Indian or Italian or Mexican, very emotional people, get a hold of your emotions straight up.
But we relate a lot on a lot of things in life. We both were professional athletes. Then you had a corporate job. I served in the Navy. And this is the second job I left here. In the Navy I left, and now the second job I left. And I was having doubts, like, of course I love tennis, but I don't see myself doing this whole my life.
What like
the tennis coaching? Yes.
Oh, tennis coaching.
Yes. I don't see myself doing that the whole a whole time thing for whole of my life. And I mean, guys, please don't. It's not an advice to leave your job.
If you are planning, it's got to be calculated.
Yes.
You have to.
Yeah.
You got to think it through quite a lot.
So I had this calculation in my head. If I don't shoot this shot again. So one was to leave a very secure job, Indian Navy, well reputed, leaving that. And after leaving that, I'm sitting here in the best city of the world, Dubai.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you think Dubai is the best city in the world?
Yeah, for me, yes, it is.
Nice. Okay.
It is. So I'm sitting here now, and I kind of got into a very comfort zone while teaching tennis, working for somebody else. Everything is secured. Okay, clients coming in. I'm teaching tennis. I got lazy, to be very honest. I was like, okay, what's next? Because we as men, we love challenges. And I was like, okay, what's next? And then this podcasting came in. This is scary, but fun at the same time.
Is it scary? Is it scary or is it more exciting than scary?
I think it's more exciting, but scary at the same time.
Why are you scared?
Because it's just a beginning. I don't know where I'm going. But
so do I.
Yeah, but yeah, I love doing this. I love talking to people, hearing their story. They're sharing their wisdom, inspiring people through their shared wisdom. Yeah, I love doing that.
Yeah. So putting you on the spot then, what is your... So you potentially want to leave. What's that vision?
I'm a free bird. I'm going every corner of the world, wherever I want to, with my wife, with my 5 kids. Yeah, I want to have 5 kids.
In this economy?
Yes.
Oh boy, okay. No, I'm just kidding. 5 kids?
Yes, I want to have 5 kids.
Why? Okay, sorry, why 5 kids?
Because
it's just like the whole Indian families used to have like...
Yeah, we used to have that.
You want to bring it back? Bring back the trend?
Yeah, because it's not there anymore. And everyone in future, I mean, even if you see it now, how everybody is getting so lonely. Everyone is lonely. They're seeking for help out there. Some of them are not. So I want to have 5 kids so that they're just dependent on themselves. Like, it's a closed community.
Well, they all 5 will be dependent on you, my friend.
Yeah,
as well.
I don't mind. I'm open to take that responsibility.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so 5 kids,
and I'll be living in a third world country on a farm, relaxing, doing podcasts, traveling to people who I want on my podcast, and running a community of people to help them not feel lonely and help them upgrade in their life. And most importantly, helping them choose happiness in whatever moment they are.
That's awesome. I like that. So why are you scared?
Being scared is not the right word for that,
Mm.
but it's a total unknown territory for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on in here right now.
Mm. But you're
So,
taking the steps.
yeah. So it's like we're driving a car
Mhm.
in the dark,
Okay.
and I
I've
can't
got
see anything out there, but I can just see the next step.
bingo. So on that, were you at Ving Jiang?
Yes, Vinjang.
Right? You remember that exercise, the 35 times changing your, like, you stand back to back, where he said everyone to stand up,
Yeah.
stand back to back,
Yeah.
right? Back up against the other person.
Yeah.
And he said, change 35 things about your appearance.
Yes.
And
yes,
everyone
yes,
just
yes.
went, what? And then he's like, okay, just kidding. Change one thing.
Mm.
Okay. So I removed my glasses. My sister, like, did her hair.
Yeah.
Then he's like, change one more thing now.
Oh.
Same analogy, step by step.
Mm.
So why are you worried? If you're taking the steps, why have this fear?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying this as if I've got my shit figured out. No, I don't. But these are the things I like to remind myself of.
Yeah.
So a good way to is like have a bookshelf, like a mental bookshelf. I keep a mental bookshelf on my phone, on all my notes,
Mm.
like your notes app, or like if you use Notion or
Yeah.
whatever. Have a mental bookshelf where you have all these frameworks and stuff just there. So anytime you feel like you're slipping into this of like, oh, like my confidence is taking a bit of, just go read it.
Mm.
Oh, okay, no, I'm good. I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
back. There's just like this tool of just gets
Yeah.
you, just gets you realigned.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're falling off a cliff, back on road, all good.
This is really good. I think I mean, I wish I had this back when I was
Yeah,
playing
Yeah.
my career.
yeah. No, I know. And the mental bookshelf would have been super helpful for me as well.
So after cricket, you didn't just lose a sport.
Mhm.
You had to find a new path.
Mm.
You went to business school, landed a job at KPMG, but something still left,
Mhm.
felt off.
Mhm.
What was it like to go from cricket field to corporate office? Did you ever feel like you were just going through the motions?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I was just following what society wanted me to. And this goes back to the idea of what do you want to want? And I was just at that what do you want kind of thing. And people were setting expectations up for me and I was just following. So in England, Brexit happened, fully came into effect probably 2020, 2021. And one of my family members basically said, let's get out of here. Like,
Mhm.
and you can see the state of England right now. It's not the best.
Yeah.
So the idea was, okay, where do I go? And I was just like, shit, okay, I've got to figure something out. And the hardest part for me was being in that mental position of, again, that crisis of, I'm just a cricketer.
Mm.
And one of my uncles told me, if you want to go to a new country, like I'd lived at 6 countries at that point.
Mm.
So he's like, if you want to go to a new country, and if you want to do a master's, you better get into the best business school, otherwise don't go. There's no point. You're just wasting money. So for me, I was like, okay, where do I go? Thought about going back to Australia, thought about coming back to the UAE, thought about the US. The US was a prime candidate, and then Canada was a candidate. So I was like, okay, what are the top business schools? I was looking at Stanford, I was looking at Harvard, all of those. And I was just like, whew, Sach, the cricketer, like going to Harvard? Like, what? No way.
Doesn't match.
No. Sach going to Stanford? Like, what? And then Canada was also an option. Then I looked at Ivey Business School, and I thought it was like Ivy League or something. I was like, what? But it's spelled Ivey. So that's my ring, Ivey.
Wow.
And I thought,
Why is that?
It's my graduation ring.
Ooh.
So Ivey, and I was like, what's this? Turns out, top business school in Canada, but they work with Harvard. So every other week or whatever, Harvard professors and Ivy professors switch. So it's case-based learning. That's it.
Mm.
So at Harvard, it was pretty much, Harvard does a lot of Harvard is the biggest case publishing school. Ivy's second in the world. Ivy doesn't do a lot of marketing globally, which is why people don't know as much. And I told him, bro, like you gotta like let people know. Like I had to go through the weeds to find this thing. So anyway, long story short, my question then was, I'm so lost. How do I get into the best business school in the country? started applying to Stanford, Wharton, things progressed. And then from Ivey, the goal was when I understood the case-based stuff, I was like, I like that. I like that a lot. Like I'd rather make a $5 million hypothetical mistake in a classroom rather than in real life. So I was like, just that for me was enough. Tried Canada, and the goal was, well, the question was, okay, Ivey's great. It's #1 in Canada. How do I get in? I'm only a cricketer now. But that's when, I don't know, what was like a God-given gift or whatever, something flicked in my head. And this wild mindset shifted. It was like, who goes to these places? What is so special about these students? So I basically just stripped that down. I was like, let me see what they have. So what do? I'm like, okay, #1, I broke it down. I was like, I need to figure out who goes there. So let me see some prospective students on LinkedIn. Reached out to them. Hey, can we do a coffee chat? And then I spoke to them, did all of it. And my conclusion was nothing special. It was more to do with how they carry themselves and market themselves. So they are very special at that. How do you package yourself? Can you bullshit? It's your ability to bullshit. What is marketing? Can you sell yourself? And that's when it first clicked. Oh, I've been a professional cricketer. I have the ingredients. I can surely. So I went all in as if it was a tournament. That was my mind. Okay, I'm going into this World Cup kind of a thing, like a qualifier, whatever. Going to shoot my shot. But I prepped thoroughly and I got in. So that was great. Did all of that. But then the real kick in the gut was when I graduated and I got my job. People were like, oh, your life is set now. You know how Indian parents are, KPMG, yay. Like, buddy, you're sorted for life. I was miserable. So when I got to KPMG, I understood that I need to pay my dues. You have to understand. But my mindset was very different. I'm like, I want to understand how the business works. How does KPMG make money? What's the revenue distribution? What does leadership look like? What should I do? What should I not do? And out of that, like revenue distribution and stuff is pretty big. Then obviously the hard skills and soft skills that comes. That's what I wanted from KPMG. And then you get the brand image, which obviously really helps because it's getting the job's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So when I got in, I remember day one, I walked in. I don't think I've told this to anyone apart from like my friends and stuff. But publicly, I don't think I've said. I remember in at KPMG, I saw everyone glued to their desks. Just. And I just went like, nope, no, thank you very much. I'm out. And literally walked out. But then I'm like, no, after. So I went back in and I learned the game. Ooh, tough. 2023, 2024, toughest years of my life. Easily.
Why do you call them tough?
Everything hit the fan. Shit hit the fan in every single aspect. As a junior, it's a meat grinder. You have to work. You don't understand. And things take a little bit of time because you're new. Most people I'd joined with, most people, like as an athlete, you might know this. We are not programmed to go to corporate in our teenage years. And that's a huge issue because we're just chasing that one thing and we get good at that one thing. But when that ends, that's the whole point of the identity crisis. But most people are programmed in a way, hey, go to school, get good grades, get to a good university, maybe do a good master's as well, get a job, you're set. Nope, not here. Did not exist in my head. And because of that, when I joined KPMG, I'm like, what is this? Like, this is it? Like, what? Like, as a child, you had sold these dreams, right? And that's why I love being a child because you can dream. And that's why I think like a child. So my dreams are wild because there are no limits. But as adults, we put limits. We put these stupid constraints and we live, to your point, in a bubble. So you live in a bubble now, not when you're a child. And these are all self-inflicted. So that's why I realized at KPMG and I was like, no. Nope. But I found it very hard because my health took a bit of a dip in 2024 because I was burnt out. Nearly got diagnosed with anxiety disorder, full-blown, and all of that. But then during that time, 2023 to 4, I lost 2 family members in a space of a week. And it was just like, what the flying hell is going on here? And I live alone. That period was super like stuffed and hard, but at the back of my mind was always like, what's my exit? I told myself one thing the day I walked in. My exit's going to be my own thing. I'm not going to go anywhere else. It's just that crazy self-belief, man. Like, even when you don't know what the heck's going on, and all these tools and frameworks were developed during that time. So I'm very thankful to KPMG, to everyone. I'm still in touch with my mates.
Yeah.
I had my boss on my show. One of my partners on the show.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it. And he knows my story. He's chill. And he's like, that's the nature of the job. If you can work corporate, if you get a chance to, there's no harm. Because you learn so much. Because as a podcaster, as a businessman now, there's so much from there that I learn about high performance, which is one of my biggest passions, high performance. About high performance, how do you manage a business? How do you work around certain things, workflows and strategy? Because I was in growth consulting, strategy consulting. So you do all of that and you're like, no, I needed to go through that. Was it hard? Yeah. But do I regret it? No. As much as I really wanted it to, no. I'm so thankful. Super thankful to have gone through it. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this part of your story, Sach.
All good, man. I'm an open book. I have no.
There's a Gallup poll found that 60% of people feel disengaged at work, especially after a major life change.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Why do
60? Probably more. Has to be.
So why do you think so many people get stuck in jobs they don't fit?
Complacency. It's being comfortable with just not having enough ambition. But it's this thing called the region beta paradox, which is essentially you become so comfortable doing one thing that you're literally sitting there thinking, I've put in 10 years in this job. Why should I leave now? Like, I have everything set up. Like, your job, your tennis job. Things are working well. I don't really have a reason to leave. Okay, let me just continue. Or a lot of people talk a lot, right? Ideate. Yeah, thinking about, starting my own thing. Sure. Okay. When? Yeah, soon. Year goes by. When are you thinking? Soon. Yeah, 2 years gone. When, mate? Soon. 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the line. Buddy, what are you thinking? Mate, I don't think I could it's too risky now. I've got a family now. But the younger you are, the more risk on you can be, especially if you don't have responsibilities and stuff. Obviously, it's got to be calculated. But then going back to your point, why most people get stuck is a lot of people, it's to do with complacency. They get stuck in this region beta paradox. I had a very interesting chat with one of my colleagues who is a phenomenal person, and they want to go to do the MBA, but they're just deferring it again. And this is like, I'm saying Stanford level potential, Stanford, Harvard, MBA, I don't know if they have applied. I'm not too sure, but I hope they have. Probably will message them after this. But up until that point, when I was there, it was just a thought. So I don't know if you know Elliot Buick. He's a podcaster. His podcast is called The Next Gen. He's friends with Chris Williamson. He did an episode with Jamie Smith recently. So he was a guest on my show, and we discussed a lot of Gen Z issues, which is pretty dear to me, which is a theme of my podcast as well. And one of the things we discussed was how there's so much delta between ideation and execution. When people think something, it takes them ages to go out and do it. So what does a high performer do?
They just take action.
Boom. So you want to be an executionist, not a
thinker.
Sitting and ideating. Most people ideate, but only that. And that's the difference between the super high performers and average people. So complacency is the biggest cause of pretty average life.
So you've mentioned that COVID, loss, and a solo trip to Japan. Change your perspective. What did you learn about yourself in that time?
Man, just having 12 days to think, just have your own thoughts was massive. A lot of clarity, a lot of grounding. The reason I went to Japan was because of I burnt out. There was a day I opened my work laptop, probably because of my own habits as well, partially because of the project I was on from not my team, but I was put on a different project. It was all a mess. 20-day thing, which required 6 people, needed to be done in 3 days by myself. I don't know, but that's how it started. And I did that for a month and I was completely out of it. I remember I opened my laptop, my manager's telling me something and nothing was going in my head. I was just like hyperventilating, going, my breath's just going, my heartbeats, pump, 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 pump. And I'm just like, is this a heart attack or what is this? Then I checked I'm like, there's no pain here. Okay, now I'm good. And then I'm just like, what's going on? And nothing was able to register in my head. So he was like, whoa, something's wrong. And then my performance coach, you're appointed a performance coach, your manager who looks after you. He called me and he's like, dude, what's going on? And he saw it and he's like, stop right now. Stop. There was this mental health break that was luckily available and you had to get approvals and stuff, but people are like, nah, you just got to get some time. So I got approval for a month and the doctor, you needed a prescription note for it. And the doctor said, what'd you like to do? I'm like, first thing came to mind, travel. She wrote traveling, prescription, traveling, go travel. So a couple of medicines and then travel, rest, travel. 5 days later, I was on a flight to Japan. And in Japan, those 12 days changed my life because I got clarity, so much clarity in terms of just the Japanese culture, the concept of ikigai. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Was very helpful. I read about it during that time, finished the book on that trip. And those kind of things made me understand, okay, what do I really want to do? And I can sort of just have that reset period. And then when I came back, it was the next project I got on was amazing. But what I learned about myself was you're actually more capable than what you think. And I think it's just that reminder. Also, how important it is to just sit down by yourself, put your phone away, put your tech away, just be.
So coming to your Japan, you have lived in 7 different countries.
Yeah. Japan was tourism.
Yeah, that was just for tourism. But you have lived in 7 different countries. Played for UAE and have roots in India, England, Australia, and more. For a lot of people, that sounds exciting, but it can also be confusing.
Yeah, tough question. But I'm getting more comfortable in my own skin. And the lesson I've learned is you can be truly multicultural, especially in this generation where there's a lot of migration happening, etc. So I spoke to one of my friends on the show, Deepak Sharma. He's born and raised in Sydney, went to Mumbai, did his Bollywood thing over there. And in India, he was Australian, but in Australia, he's Indian at first glance. And then when he starts speaking and stuff, he's Australian. So a lot of people, Radha as well, obviously, over here, same thing. My roots are from India, sure, like my culture, my family, etc. But I have my roots in England as well because it's like the way I sound is a mix of Australia and England. But I have friends in both countries who I deeply resonate with. There's so much about the culture that I resonate with, the way I speak, the slangs. It's who you are and embody it, embrace it. Don't run away from it. I don't. But I posted a couple of reels about identity. And it's so sad because as much as you want to be, I'm brown, I look Indian.
Yeah.
But Indians are the one who flame me the most. And I don't understand that about the country or the people. Other people from other countries are like, oh my God, I relate to it. Or like, oh my God, I'm so, thank you for speaking about it because I feel the same way. One of them was like, I'm Swiss Albanian. In Albania, I'm Swiss, but in Switzerland, I'm Albanian. So it's a tough thing to sort of explain it to people. And then I have friends who are in Canada, who are Canadian, right? Born and raised in Canada, but their roots are from Pakistan or India or whatever, or even like Europe, like Poland and stuff. But it's a crossbreed. Some even migrated. They even weren't born over there.
Yeah.
But people don't get it. And what hurts the most is when your own people, give it to you the most.
From your roots.
As Vin Jiang said, any negativity that he got is kind of keep it, buddy. You can take it home with you.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. I'm very comfortable in my own skin, and it took me a while to get there, but I embody all 7 countries. I'm very proud of my heritage, of my accent, how I sound, how I look, how I behave. I embody, all values as well. So it's a crossbreed, but I'm super proud of it.
So you talk about Whakapapa a lot. Did I pronounce this right?
Whakapapa, yeah.
Okay. So finding purpose through roots. What does that And how did you actually do that? What did you discover about your family, your culture, and yourself?
When I came across the concept, it was in 2023. And my half of my maternal side's from Jaipur. My paternal side's from Madhya Pradesh. So like Riva. So Jaipur, like yourself. So for me, I told my dad, we went to India for like a 5-day trip. And I told my dad, I want to see where I belong from. I didn't tell him why. But I was like, I need to understand, like, what is Jaipur all about? I've always gone there as a child and my teenagers. And when you go to India, it's more like family touch, come back. I'm like, bro, I want to see this as a tourist now. So we did that and went to City Palace, went a few other places, saw the royalty side of Jesus Christ. It's you ought to be, I'm proud, man.
Yeah.
I look at Jaipur and I'm like, when people ask where you're from, I'm like, in India, I'm like, Jaipur. I'm like, yeah, sounds cool because I know what it is. And then you kind of understand how people are from Jaipur as well. And my granddad, they're born and raised over there, all of them. My mom's born and raised, understanding their roots and how they were raised. I still remember their old house. I was born in Jaipur, and that room in the house where I was brought from the hospital, that's a cricket store now. Of all things, it's a sports store, and where I was brought in as a child, there are cricket bats over there.
Wow.
So it's insane how it all just worked out, right? So all of those kind of things made me just realize, like, oof, you got to be proud of this. And also there's so much history and the values from my granddad, and like being a gentleman's a huge value for us in our family, chivalry. So even before he passed away, he told me one of the things, he's like, always do the right things. And at the same time, always be a gentleman. That was his last piece of advice. So then this year, or like end of 2025, we went to my dad's place. I hadn't gone there for 22 years.
Oh my God.
So seeing that, it's a small town in central India, mind blowing. Like it hit me so hard. Like I was like, how did you end up in Australia to begin with? And then everything that you've done, I don't get it. I can't comprehend it. So then it made me realize my dad, I've done jack shit. For my parents to get to where they are, what they've done, even if I do 1% of that, but unbelievable. So, and then you're proud. You understand where your parents come from, and then you start understanding your parents differently. That's when you become even closer.
But isn't it so amazing, like these small things, how they take you closer to your parents?
Massive, man. I think I was being an absolute moron for ignoring it for so long. Hadn't it been for The Art of Winning, the book, I don't think I would have done it. I wouldn't have known about it. So Whakapapa is a very strong, has played a strong role in my life.
So there's the research on third culture kids shows that people who grow up in multiple countries often struggle with belonging, but also develop unique strengths like adaptability and empathy. What's the superpower you gained from living between worlds?
Perspectives were a huge one, but also adaptability and empathy. I feel like people, I was having this chat about like people with some slightly older generation people in India, and they don't get the British at all. They still have that thing in their head. But for me, I'm like, I've lived in England. It's not the easiest, to be honest with you. So just having that angle, and like when people I understand the hardships of people who are growing up in India, living in India, doing whatever they are in India, but I also understand the hardships of people in the UK. Sometimes people are like, oh, the UK is fine, it's good, it's all, rainbows, unicorns. It's not. It's not. You look at Canada, people are like, oh, Canada must be, what a spot. Toronto has one of the biggest homeless populations.
Oh my God.
Around where I live, my block, I think underneath my building, that block in itself, there are like 8-9 people in that block sleeping on the street. That's Toronto. So that perspective really helps. And then fitting in, that belonging piece. You feel like you belong everywhere. In my case, I get along very well with Australian people, British people, Indian people, with Americans, Canadians. You just have that, you become fluid, right? You become like water. It's just you flow, and it's easy to adapt because you understand perspectives. But yeah, India's been the biggest challenge though. A lot of Indians don't see me as Indian. They treat you differently. Majority of the population is going to be Indian. So obviously majority of the comments that might come your way might be Indian, but
Yeah.
the types of comments don't add up in my head sometimes. And I really, really like get people. I do. I understand where you come from, why you're feeling the way you are. Sometimes I don't get, and that's more my rational side that comes in. So I got to like, hey, now emotional.
Okay.
Now you got to be emotional.
Thank you, Sachin, for sharing this. Now it's time for some rapid fire.
Oh, I'm ready, man.
So, one thing you miss most about cricket?
Oh man, the camaraderie with the boys, the lads, having a pint, a beer after a game, whether that's a win or a loss. And then I miss my fitness,
One thing you're glad you left behind?
my first version of me. I'm definitely in my 2.0 era, and I'm glad I did. I enjoyed that version. I had a lot of fun, but I've evolved into this 2.0. I want to evolve even more now. Yeah.
Best book or idea that changed your life?
The Art of Winning is Big, The Secret by Dan Carter. Highly recommend it, especially for athletes who are struggling in terms of how to be a high performer, how to transition, how to find purpose.
What's your next big dream?
I want to be able to explore my curiosity without limitations and enjoy life, man.
So, Sachin, what strikes me the most is how you have turned your loss into wisdom and you're passing it down to others. If you could challenge our audience to take off that one mask, what would it be?
Don't underestimate yourself. Most people underestimate themselves. They have no idea what they're capable of. You are dangerous. Genuinely, you're dangerous. Just understand that, believe it, and it works. I'm not sitting from a position of success. I'm sitting here from a position of mindset. You'll be surprised. You will be so surprised what you're capable of.
So, where people can find you and what's the best way for listeners to connect with your work?
Yeah. So where to find me? At Sach the Podcaster on Instagram. I also have a Formula One page, which is Sach the F1 guy. So kept it very easy for people to find. On YouTube, it's Sachin Jha. And my podcast is called Decoding Wisdom, which you can check out on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, everywhere, wherever you get your podcasts. And yeah, Instagram's the best way to reach me. Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, Sachin, for decoding your wisdom from your cricket journey to your corporate to now the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I wish you the very luck.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the questions. I've enjoyed your company, and I appreciate you for having me, man.